Hey, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. My name is Adrian Valdez. I'm a local realtor here in West Michigan. Today we're going to be talking about the second step here on the start on your home buying journey. So we've already gone over credit checks. If you missed that video, click up here. Now, debt to income is going to be the next thing you want to look at. So what is debt to income? Well, let's break it down. So first step, income. How much money do you bring in every month? Do you have side gigs? Do you have multiple jobs? Do you have disability, VA compensation? Do you have investments that are returning a certain amount to you every month? Income. So you're going to go ahead and take that number, write it down on a piece of paper. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Now, moving on to the next. If you haven't finished, just pause the video. Debt. So debt is going to be anything that could show up on your credit record that you have to pay monthly. So let's go ahead and say, you got a car loan. Well, that loan reports to the credit bureau. It's on your debt to income statements. So you're going to have to count any kind of loans. You got a personal loan, credit card, another home loan, anything that may show up on your credit report as a monthly payment. Student loans now are going to start counting again. So that's going to be everything under debt. Go ahead, pause the video for a minute. Write down the total amount you pay every month. Not the total amount you owe, just the total amount you pay every month for these debts. All right. Now that you have your income and debt written down on a piece of paper, you're going to take your monthly debt and divide it by your monthly income. This is going to give you a percentage that tells you kind of what your debt to income ratio is looking like. So for instance, if you have $500 in debt and $1,000 in income, if you take your $500 in debt divided by your $1,000 in income, you wind up with 0.5. That would mean 50%. So 50% of your income goes towards your debt. Now, as far as like the national average, most people that I'm seeing say like 43% debt to income is good. But for homes specifically, the general rule that's been pushed over the years is 1/3. It's kind of hard to do right now with home prices being kind of a little out of pocket. Okay. So now, as far as figuring out what you'll get approved for on your monthly payment, my number one recommendation, talk to a lender. I cannot emphasize that enough. I'm going to try to break it down. I don't know the exact debt to income ratios that are required by FHA, conventional. These are all different loan types. So your best bet, talk to your lender. They can help you break down the numbers. But to give you a rough idea, let's assume that 45% debt to income is what they're willing to work with. What that means is after you subtract your debt from your income, they'll use up to 45% of that for your monthly payment. So what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to take your income minus your debt, and then once you've got that down, you're going to times it by 0.45. And that's going to tell you kind of what they're expecting for your monthly payment for what you could afford. So the last step here for today is going to be plan. So what would you be planning? We're going to be planning on how much money you actually want to budget here. So it's been said over the years, like I mentioned earlier, that 1/3 of your income should not exceed what your house payment is. It's kind of like an old words of wisdom that people like to go by. It's a little difficult to do now, but I will say going too far into debt for paying for your home is going to make you what's called house poor. Yes, you'll have a nicer home, but you won't be able to go out and do anything. You're just going to be working to pay off your monthly mortgage, and it's going to feel bad. So my personal suggestion is to meet with the financial advisor and kind of go over what you're comfortable with or what would feel good so you can still do the other things you want to do in life. If you need to be put in contact with one, I have a couple good ones. Feel free to reach out. Now, let's assume that you get approved for $500,000. They approve you at 45%. So they're saying 45% of your income after your debt would be going to paying off the home. Not to say that you can't do that, but just saying that if you do not have somebody else to help you, or you do not plan on renting rooms out to friends, or you don't have a spouse, significant other, whatever, you're going to wind up paying the majority of what you make every month into just paying for your home. By the time you get done with groceries, utilities, phone bills, internet, you're going to wind up with nothing. So my suggestion for this is to try to stick under that 1/3 rule. Make sure you budget your income and not just go based off from what they can approve you at the bank, because just because they can give you the money doesn't mean you should take the whole amount. One tool that I think is helpful for this, while I typically don't like a lot of the Zillow estimate tools, that one thing that I will say they do very well is the mortgage calculator. So if you go on your Android or iPhone app and you type in Zillow mortgage calculator into the App Store, you'll find it there, or you can pull it right up on their website. All right, well, that's it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, I am not a lender. I'm a local realtor who's been working in this industry for a while. So feel free to reach out to me. Here's my contact info. Like and subscribe.